Good morning and happy Friday to you.
Fri-yay.
Yes,
As Anna
ma'am.
likes to say.
Fri-yay it
Does Anna say
is.
that?
I don't know
why I
who says
refer
it.
that to
Everybody
Anna.
says it, I suppose, Shauna.
Yeah.
So from Coeur d'Alene. I don't know. It sounds like a cordon bleu. I don't even know what's going on. So
Coeur d'Alene.
Coeur d'Alene.
Coeur d'Alene.
Megan has been here, she reports.
Megan has been here to Coeur d'Alene.
Yes.
And they shorten it because it's kind of a long name, so they shorten it to CDA.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
Oh,
we saw a guy with a hat. I'm like, wow, why does he have CDA
and he
on
was a
there?
realtor, so we were like, oh, what is that? And he's like, the name of the city. Oh.
Got it. Today's topics we're going to go over is how to write off work travel as a realtor.
Oh.
When you're on vacation, can you write that off as a business expense? We'll talk about that. Then we're going to talk about BnB cautions when you're traveling, some different things that you could possibly consider and how that relates to real estate there. Does new construction seem cheap to you? I don't know, like the quality. Do you walk in, or you're like, huh, this is weird. They're like cheaping out on me. I don't know. Is that something going on there?
Yeah.
And then for every yin, there's a yang. So we're going to discuss that for real estate and see what that happens to mean as far as location, location, location. Interesting. We'll discuss that.
Okay.
I think we're about ready to go. Do you want to check in and do roll call?
Roll call. Who's here? Raise your hand.
Let's check.
Chat your name in. Let us know you're here. Sorry. Excuse me. Let us know you're here. And if you're new, sorry about that. We're so happy that you're here. We want you to chat your name in too. Otherwise, you just come up as like a number.
Yeah. No one wants to be a number.
be just another number. Right?
Mm-mm. Nope.
We want you to be a real person. So chat your name in. Let us know you're here. And thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Got all choked up over it.
I know. She was super happy to have you guys join us. Shauna, hit the bell. Get us out of here.
Ding.
Have you ever thought to yourself, I'm traveling. It'd be really good if I could expense this. I'm a realtor. Maybe I want to go ahead and take and write off this vacation. So we're going to discuss right now how you could possibly do that. Can give you some tips and tricks. Yeah, who doesn't want a vacation more? That's Shana Acquisto. She's a luxury real estate broker, and she travels a lot for work, don't you?
For work.
Yes, for work all the time.
Actually, we do work.
All day, all night.
The majority of our vacations.
Yeah, no, we totally do. So let's talk about this here. What you first have to do is you have to make sure you keep expenses.
Oh, yeah.
You have to actually do some work. You have to have genuine intentions about it being a work vacation.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe if you're on vacation, then you'll go ahead and visit some different homes for open houses. You'll take a look. You'll compare trends. You'll see what's going on. You'll consider some as investments for yourself or potential clients. It's really weird when you're licensed in all different states, or you could be licensed in different states, that you go look at something, right? And you kind of see that.
And
so let's kind of discuss these. Yeah.
Meeting other realtors. You know, we're staying in a B&B,
Mm-hmm.
and our friends are here as well, and they booked the B&B,
Mm-hmm.
and the owner happens to be a realtor.
Wow.
So super nice and friendly, and we invited him over last night. We were grilling out here on our patio,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, it was great to talk with him and learn about the area.
Yeah, and I talked about the market and what was happening here and how it was different from where we are, but yet how it's similar and what was going on. And we just kind of talked real estate. And oddly enough, you become a little bit more knowledgeable about everything once you do this, right?
Yep.
And that's kind of key. So you are working, you are doing things, you are getting better. So why can you write this off? So the first reason you can write it off is because you as an agent are an independent contractor. You're not an employee. So you have your income that comes in at the top line, and you have that. And you run your own independent business, and you can write off expenses underneath that. And those expenses there would be something that you do on a regular basis, right? And the expenses could be things like education, could be growing your business, could be marketing, could be buying business cards, could be renting a car, could be your vehicle around home, could be any one of these different items. And it could be trying to expand your business as another form of marketing. So maybe you're trying to tap into a new market. Maybe you're interested in, expanding into whatever market you're going to travel in. So have true intentions about that.
Yeah. And I
and
think
document
knowing
everything.
the various markets, what we've learned is it does help us back in our home market
Hmm.
because we are able to compare and contrast all the different trends and what we see. So I think it's
Yeah,
really been
it's
helpful.
it's really good. You see not just design things, but you see space things, you see
Hmm.
construction styles and techniques, you see
Hmm.
pricing, you see just so many
And you
different
always
items.
learn something that
Yeah.
may be happening here that's not so common in our market that'll help you have a competitive edge.
Yeah,
And
one of
that's
the
great.
things that I first remember on hearing about this is we were talking with your niece Beth,
Hmm.
and she talked about how in the pantry they had this. What they do in the pantry different? I always they put like
Oh,
their
appliances.
the minor
Yeah.
appliances in the pantry and put them there and had plugs and you could use them in there, but got them off of the shelves in the kitchen.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah,
thought that was really cool.
I do too. I
And
like that.
in doing that, I talk about it quite frequently.
Hmm.
How it was interesting. It was kind of like an under the radar thing that I think does improve considerably. And it was one of the items that I wanted to be worked into our property when we get done constructing that. And it just the same trend continued because I really thought about it. And what it was is minimizing visual distractions and having everything have a place, but have
Hmm.
it have its place not in your eyesight
Right.
and have it look more model home esque.
Hmm.
And that trend continues over a bunch of different places. So
Hmm.
that's something that you get from visiting in another market by looking into. And it might seem small to you, but you're able to write off all these items, all the expenses that you have here when you're traveling.
But don't just look at it as writing it off. You know, start a journal and start writing some of these things that you see. So in Montana, I see this, and you can go and refer back and educate clients and, like I said, compare. And I think it really sets you apart from others. And that I think you're going to gain a lot of respect as an agent being able to have this knowledge.
Absolutely. All right. There you go. It's important how much you earn, what the top line number is, but also it's super important how much you retain or how much you actually
Hmm.
take home. So make sure you're expensing all the correct items. This definitely would include any vacations, work travel, anything else.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of other items. So really kind of think about how much you've already made for the year and what you should be doing to continue to expand and grow your business for the future and how you can continue to write off more and more items
Yeah.
legally, right? So that you and your family get to take more of that money home.
And be thinking about that because we have an upcoming work trip to Montana. So that'll be a good way to learn how to write
So when you're
some of
there,
that off.
you guys are just going to be like doing a lot of that.
Yeah.
All right.
You still got to pay for it up front.
Yeah, you do. It's a real thing.
Okay.
You ready?
Ding.
BnB cautions when
BnB.
traveling, maybe VRBO as well. Cautions when you're staying in a vacation rental property for a short-term rental, and all of a sudden some things come up. That's Shana Acquisto. She's a luxury real estate broker. People talk to her about things that happen all the time. They give her the down low. We do a lot of transactions. All the time there's things that come up. So Shauna, tell me
With the
some of
down low.
these.
Okay, so when you're planning your travel this summer and you book this perfect Airbnb and you're super excited to go, and then what happens if right before your trip you
Mm-hmm.
get a message that we sold the property?
Whoa.
How did you even know this was a thing?
Well, that's
And
cool.
then
They sold it.
yeah, they sold it. Congratulations. Now you don't have a place to stay.
Oh.
And as we've seen across the whole country, there is a shortage and a demand, right? There's a supply and demand issue for these vacation properties. So, just a little tip to please be careful because if that happens, you could be stuck without a home. This home that we're in is a result of that happening. So our friends had this booked months in advance, had a property booked months in advance, and that happened. They decided to sell the property, sold it, and they got a notice that, sorry, you're going to have to find another property. Fortunately, they were able to find this one. But there is nothing available in this town. So I feel very fortunate that they got on it quickly and was able to get one secured.
Mm-hmm.
So you just need to be careful with that.
Yeah, so I guess the question you would simply ask is the property currently on the market? Right? That's
Yeah.
at least a question. But when you book
Right.
it, they could put it on the market and sell it and like all these things in this time in between. Now, can they legally do that? I don't know the answer. Do they actually have to transfer that stuff over? Because if they have a lease with somebody else, um, then that's supposed to convey with the property. And this is
Unless it's a
short term.
short term, it could be totally different. And, there are rules and guidelines in there. So I suggest that you read the fine print.
Yeah,
A
but
lot
are
of
you going to
people don't
be,
do that.
are you going to actually like sue and like go through this? What you had is
Probably.
no, what happened is you just had a problem and you want to avoid it, right? And it's most likely not a huge financial item. And is it really actionable or whatever? Those are all different things to kind of work through, but just to know so you're not majorly inconvenienced.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So that'd be something good to share, with your
Other things
clients
to
if you're
check
traveling. Yeah.
is, does the place have air conditioning? Really crazy. Are all the rooms air conditioned? Just
So just
up,
because
just
we
some,
have
just
it
one?
in our hometown, right, and it's pretty common here, doesn't mean it's common elsewhere.
No.
And what we've experienced is the whole northern part of the country is experiencing extreme heat conditions, like
Mm-hmm.
the temperatures. We heard Death Valley was 130 degrees,
Wow.
130 degrees. But where we are, it's extremely hot. There's a shortage of water. You can't go anywhere and
No,
get
there's a
water
water
bottles.
shortage. Think about that.
Yeah, cases of water all gone.
Can't get them.
And when you go into a convenience store or grocery store, they're gone as well. So it's really difficult to find water. So just those things that, you think it should just come with the property, you might want to double check because they don't always. It's not always the case. So check your amenities.
Very good.
Yeah.
Shauna, that was a great topic. I think we're ready to move on. Are you cool with that?
Ready?
All right, do it. Does new construction, does the quality of it, does it feel a little cheap? Let's think about this and discuss
Have
it
you
real quick.
checked?
Yeah.
Are you even paying attention?
I know. Is anybody there? Hello. No, really. So what's going on here is, at different times, people are busy. And it seems like they go through the construction method at the pace that, is correct for what's going on. And people are just slapping up homes all over the place. There's a worker shortage. So all of a sudden, if they have this worker shortage, then what's going to happen is they need to recruit new people to the industry. So think if it was day one on a new job for you. Would you be as good at it on day one as you are day 1,000 or day 10,000? So if they have this shortage and all of a sudden you're like, we need more workers and they bring them in, how good are they going to be at this? Are they trying to substitute materials now? Right? So there's different items that are different expenses now. So if you think about wood and the lumber prices going up, all of a sudden you're like, oh, let's substitute this for that. And then there's like, well, that actually didn't perform well. You're like, oh, well, it's in my house though. So now what? How do I change that?
I would pay attention to it, regardless of, I got to get my house. I need them to hurry. Do you really want them to hurry?
Yes.
Know what they're putting in. Ask the builder these questions. What materials are you using? How is it different than 10 years ago?
Yeah. Are you making
Right?
substitutions? Are you trying to find these alternate items to go in this property that's supposed to last for a super long time? It's like a permanent structure. And all of a sudden you're using untested or new methods, right? There's things that were on short supply. Glue was in short supply. Well, what do you substitute for glue? Who knows? I don't know. Right? So you come up with something new.
Gum.
Is it gonna work over a period of time? Right? You're trying these different methods because lumber's in short supply and lumber's expensive. So then all of a sudden people are going to like composite plastic materials that you can paint. Well, is that good? I don't know. Maybe it's better. Maybe there's no termites. Maybe there's something there. But maybe in 5 years or 10 years, we'll find out.
Yeah,
So should you be doing your
insulation,
research?
right?
Yeah.
Insulation being different. Some of the materials they're using for that. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
So
Ask
is it
the
going to work?
questions.
Is it, if it gets wet, what happens to said material? Right? There's all these different things. People are pushing. I hear these floor guys all the time talking about this. Right? I have no idea where they come up with this, but they put these two words together and they put luxury and then vinyl. And I'm like, what?
I'm sorry. For
No,
me,
ma'am.
I've never, those two are like the magnets, right? The two, they don't go together.
They repel each
They
other.
repel each other.
They
for
do.
sure.
So, two of my favorite words in the English language were home and office, and then Shana and Acquisto. So, when she married me, I was super happy to combine those two words together. And I also like the word home and office. So, those are two words that are special to me. But vinyl and luxury, no, no, no.
Mine is time to board. I like those words because it means you're leaving.
All right. Last call. I get on right at the end. So, what's your style when you're riding a plane, right? What do you do? So, I already have a seat and I know I'm on the plane and I'm not worried about it. Are you the person who's like waiting in line and you're getting in and you're like, where's my boarding group? I'm sitting there and they're like, last call, final call. And I like just sit there and wait, right? And there's no reason because all you're going to do is you're going to walk down the runway and you're going to like sit in this, you're going to stand there behind 100 other people and it's going to be super hot and you're just gonna be standing there, or it's gonna be cold depending on the time of year, right? That's one of my things. So I get on dead last, and they're like, "Final call for boarding. We're looking for passenger Acquisto. Where's Acquisto?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm right here. I'll get on."
And they look at you like, what?
Like, why aren't you on? I'm like, I don't know, because I don't want to stand over there. I'll stand here instead. No, it's not germs, Shauna. Definitely not. So new construction, it feels cheap to me. Think about what's going on. See, are these materials going to be sustainable, and are they going to work?
Don't know, but ask the builder, find out what they are, do a little research
And
for your client.
I'd recommend a phased
Add
inspection.
a little value.
Yeah, do your job. Let's go, Shauna.
Ding.
For every yin, there's a yang. This is real estate. And as we talk about it, sometimes people are like location, location, location. But let's think about that. Those are the things that are important in real estate.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you have a location that is close. So now you have close. But close means dense, means more people, right? In general. But then it means more noise. It means more distractions. It means more construction. It means more congestion. It means more delays. It means possibly higher prices, right? It means maybe worse in, a virus type situation.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's the yin. And then we go on the other side and we have the yang. So then people are like, let's get further away. So then you go ahead and you think about that. So now you think more space, right? But now you have more space, but then you have greater distance. So now you have more car expense because you're going to be further away. You have to get these items to you. So like where's the grocery store, right? But then you have quiet and you have solitude and you have reflection. Those are words that are there. And maybe you have animals and space and nature, right? So that's like the exact opposite. But then you think about it and it's like, well, but we have greater distance. And as you buy more land, then you have to buy more things. So I was talking to a very good friend the other day, and she mentioned to me that, first you buy the land, then you buy the things. I was like, oh, the things. Tell me more about the things. So as you have the land, you have different items that you need. So if you were living in the city and then you're going to a more rural place, all of a sudden you'll have things like Shauna has now, like a John Deere zero turn. 950M Z-Track.
And a chainsaw.
Yeah. So, but now you have to buy things, right? You buy implements. You don't buy tools anymore. You buy implements. And then you need huge garage spaces. And you just have different items that you kind of need. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, with every yin, there's a yang. You'll learn different things. You won't have.
And your yang, or
doesn't matter which way. But instead of being at places like Walmart or Target, you'll be at like Tractor Supply stores, or you'll be at rural places, right? Shopping and doing things.
It's all about the balance.
Yeah. So what we're trying to show is that it's location, but it's uniquely different on what people are getting and what they're looking for. And as you get this, you give up that. But as you obtain this, you don't have to worry about that anymore. So it's really
deep and find out what is really important, right? And know that if you go this way, some of the things that you had before are going to be different.
And maybe they're not important to you anymore, but maybe they are. Mm-hmm. So does education suffer as you move from here to there. That's an important item to remember because as we talk about this, real estate, when a client talks with you, one of the first items they do bring up is education, right? But then they also talk about, like, I want sports for my kids, but then maybe the participation rate is different. And maybe what they really want is for the child to be able to participate in something. Maybe it's not sports, maybe it's band, maybe it's an organization, maybe it's leadership at school, whatever that happens to be. Maybe it's just participation. So are there less social pressures at distance rather than in a city type thing? Is it a better environment for more words like family? Is that important? Are there different balances? You get different values when you're at a distance.
Different work ethic by being out.
I don't know. Do they have life skills? Right? Do they learn things like not locking your door? Right? As you live a little bit further out, you become more trusting. You have things. I don't know. It's different. Yin and yang in real estate. And Mike and Shana. Done.
Ding.
Well, that's a wrap for us today. We covered quite a few things there. I think it was 4 topics for the rapper Shana. She covered how to write off your travel as a real estate broker. She is currently wrapping us through this. Airbnb and cautionary tales, and as it relates to that. New construction, does it seem cheap to you? Yes, it does. The quality seems horrible to me in vinyl and linoleum. Luxury vinyl, please.
Who likes luxury vinyl?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Raise your hand.
Not one person did. And for every yin, there's a yang. She's yang, I'm yin. We'll see you later. Next time, Monday. Ready? Okay.
How to write off work travel.
Yeah, hold up your phone like you're writing something down there. Perfect. Okay.
Now.
We already got it. All right. What else you got? That was awesome.
Got it?
Yeah, we did. We got it.
Got it?
Yeah. You had a delay on us there. That was awesome.
Done.
Okay. Okay. All right. Second topic was BnB Caution when traveling. And caution.
Okay.
Does new construction.
Yeah, we got that. And then yin and yang. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's perfect. Come on, we got one thing to do. Come on, home car. Let's hit it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Why is everybody
Come on,
crawling?
Shana. That's good. Hey, it doesn't even matter. Shana, come on. Let's go,
What
delay,
is this
man.
one?
Yin yang. Oh, no. Cheap quality.
Oh.
Didn't we already do that? Shana.
No.
Okay, I think we got that.
Okay.
Yin yang.
Okay, and yin and yang. Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Got it?
Yep. You can use the computer and